familiar with Boyd Rice's or Non's music, you might be a little surprised as to what you're going to hear, because it's not what you expect from Non. So we'll listen to that a little bit, and then we'll come right back and talk with Boyd and Nicholas.
Konzentration hat begonnen. Lasst das große Feuer auflodern. Lasst den Holocaust beginnen. Lasst die Flammen alles Schwache und Verfaulte verschlingen. Lasst sie alle unheimlichen
creak and the tombstones quake.
Spooks come out for a swing and wake,
Happy haunts materialize.
and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide.
For a silly spook, they sit by your side.
Shrouded in a daft disguise.
They pretend to terrorize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
As the moon climbs high o'er the dead oak tree,
Spooks arrive for the midnight spree.
creepy creeps with eerie eyes.
Start to shriek and harmonize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
When you hear the knell of a requiem bell,
Weird clothes gleam where spirits dwell.
restless bones etherealize.
Blinds and spooks of every size.
Ah, there you are. And just in time. There's a little matter I forgot to mention. Beware of hitchhiking ghosts.
Name of Satan, Lucifer, Belial, Leviathan, and all you demons named and nameless, walkers in the velvet darkness, all you dim things which that have seen faces racing like glimpse beyond the swirling foggy veil of time and faceless night. Draw near, attend us, we command you. Hail, Satan.
I can't forget those midnight strolls down to First and Dam. The way you wore your luger made me feel like such a man. The world that trembles in our grasp has got a damn rung. Now
Okay, we're listening now to a live performance by Non from the 27th of May of this year over at Killen Street Project in Berkeley. And we have members of Non, Boyd Rice and Nicholas Schreck here in the studio with us on the No Other Radio Network on KPFA. And we're going to talk to them now about the performance that they'll be doing this Monday on the 8888 show at Strand. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Good evening.
Thanks for coming by. That performance, it's a little bit different than the other non-performances, live performances.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit more specific after all these years. See, when I started out, nobody else was doing stuff that was just all noise. And now there are a million other people doing stuff that's all noise. So it's time to move into new areas.
And also, that was one of your first performances in years, that live
Yes.
performances.
Yeah, it seemed like the time was ripe again.
Mm-hmm.
I've been turning down performances for about 5 years or so. And now the time seemed right. And especially we got, like at the Strand, we got everything we wanted. We got the right date. We got,
Well, this performance is particularly going to be a very organized and structured ritual, and it will be more of a rally than a concert per se.
Mm-hmm.
And we chose the date 8888 deliberately.
Why is that?
Because it's the anniversary of many pertinent things. For instance, it's the eve of the Tate murders, and that's why we're showing The Other Side of Madness, the Wade Williams docudrama.
Which this will be the first time it was shown, because when it originally came out, Roman Polanski and Warren Beatty destroyed all the copies. They bought them up and destroyed them.
When was that?
That was 1970. So this film really hasn't ever been seen except for that one showing, and then it was suppressed for the past 18 years. So. And that includes 2 songs by Charles Manson.
Which we'll listen to one of them
Right.
in a little bit.
And the date, while we're on the date was also the date the Haunted Mansion opened in Disneyland. It was the date the first victim of Jack the Ripper, and a few other things as well, yeah.
So what do you think?
We keep finding more and more, all the time, more and more things that happen on this day.
Uh-huh. So you think anything might happen this year?
Well,
We hope
it's
so.
absolutely designed to make things happen. It is
Uh-huh.
a ritual in the true sense of the word, in that we're putting our thought out into the ether to create a new reality. So,
How will the performance will it be similar to the one you did in May, or?
No, it'll have a lot of different things in it. Adam Parfrey, who's the editor from the Muck Press, and now he's starting a new company called Feral House Press. He'll be up playing oboe with us.
and Zena LeVay, who's the daughter of Anton LaVey and a high priestess of the Church of Satan, will be doing a reading from the Satanic Bible, and we brought something to play pertaining to that this evening. And
What else? What are we forgetting?
Evil Wilhelm, who's
Yes.
the percussionist for Radio Werewolf, my terrorist organization, which I also brought some music from that to delight our listeners tonight.
So this whole thing, too, will be a celebration of those Tate LaBianca murders, because they were really the event that brought an end to the 60s. And the 60s was just, for us, a disgusting decade in that it was like the culmination of 2,000 years of Judeo-Christian rottenness. And that event, I think, nipped it in the bud, brought an end to it. And now I think it's the job of us and people like us to bring a further end to that.
There's probably a lot of people out there that will, take offense to what you say about in terms of
you're
celebrating celebrating somebody being murdered in terms of putting an end to a certain era.
Well, this is more the beginning of a new era than anything else. I think this year has been the culmination of many different factors that have been growing in the world, and they're coming together right now, and this is a celebration of that as well.
You mentioned that the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland opened on this date.
Yep.
And, there's probably a bunch of people out there also that will say, yeah, so what?
So what? Well, there are all sorts of connections between Manson and Disney.
Uh-huh.
Like, he lived in the house where the LaBiancas were killed, and just there's a million connections.
And also there's a whole spirit connected to the Disney mystique that's been particularly inspiring to us. So we incorporate a lot of things that are personally motivating to us. Whether the average human being comprehends them or not isn't really our concern.
Why don't we take a listen to the... you brought a tape of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
This is the original soundtrack, which friends of ours got from the Disney Corporation.
This is called Grinning Ghosts.
Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Oh, they're green as well, some of them.
Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. So you say it's that's the original version.
Yeah.
And it's changed now.
Yeah, it's changed.
Everything has changed for the worse in the world. That's why we're here to bring things back to their former glory.
And if you're wondering who that is that is speaking, that's Nicholas Schreck, and also Boyd Rice is here, and we're speaking to them about their performance at the Strand Theater this Monday, August 8th. And
we have tickets to give away to some lucky listener.
Some intelligent, lucky listener who knows the answer to this question.
Well, let's see now. Go ahead and go on. But then I start calling. Let's hold the question, and we're going to play some music also to listen to.
Well, one of our special guests on this evening, 8888, will be Zena LeVay of the Church of Satan, and the next piece we're going to play is from the Satanic Mass, and it's her baptism, the first satanic baptism in history.
And this is on the Satanic Mass record. It came out, 1970?
1970 or so, yes.
Yeah.
So Zena LeVay will be there, 8888, reading from the Satanic Bible. And this is her actual baptism when she was 3 years old in 1967.
And the question for the audience out there to win a pair of tickets?
What was the date that the Church of Satan was founded on?
Okay, and if you know the answer to what the date the Church of Satan was founded on,
and it's also the date that a remarkable historical figure committed suicide.
Okay,
it's not the same date, but I mean the same day in history.
Same day.
Okay, and the number to call if you know the answer to that question to win one pair of tickets to the 8888 an Evening of Apocalyptic Delight at the Strand. You can dial 845. Wait a second. 848. It's 848-4425 is the number to call if you know the answer to that
Evening of Apocalyptic Delight, designed to excite even the most jaded palate.
And we'll be listening, once again, what were we listening
to? The Satanic Mass, the baptism of Zena LeVay.
Okay, 848-4425. Here, just heard the baptism of Zena LaVey. That was in 1957.
Right.
Yep.
Actual recording, and Boyd says it was quite a celebrated event at the time.
It was in newspapers on the front page all over the world.
Well, that was really the beginning of the first publicity for the Church of Satan.
Well, the
And-
marriage was the first publicity.
Yeah, but this really got it international acclaim, and this summer, 1988, sees a renaissance of Satanism, so we're also celebrating that at this concert.
I understand Geraldo Rivera is
Yeah.
jumping on the bandwagon.
He's going to do a 2-hour special on Satanism, like his 2-hour thing on murder.
And this
And Tom
ritual
Tom
will
show.
probably be encompassed in that television show. So.
Let's give it lots of publicity.
We hope.
So,
Although we don't
Zena,
don't
Zena,
look forward to dealing
So we
with
can
the
spread our
River.
evangel of evil everywhere.
so Zena LaVey will be performing along with you on your performance
Yes.
on 8/8/88. Also that evening, there's a film, The Other Side of Madness, the
Mhm.
docudrama. Talk a little bit about that. What
Hmm?
what else do you have to
Well,
tell us?
Wade Williams, the producer of the film, actually met Manson during his trial and secured the rights to the song Mechanical Man and Garbage Dump from the song Lie.
From
Yeah.
the album line.
Yeah, from the album Lie. And we have that for our listeners.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit more about the movie? What, like how long it is? What type of film it is? Is
Ordinary length film.
is it
It has a,
Is it interesting? Or?
yeah, it's in black and white. It has a lot of footage of the Spawn Ranch. It has a lot of pictures of.
Well, it's mostly
rock
filmed on
concerts.
location. So.
So by the way, we had a winner for the that first pair of tickets.
Excellent.
Yeah, there were a lot of people. I don't know how many people got it. Well, the date was August 3rd, was it?
August 30th.
April 30th.
Did this
August
person,
3rd.
the disconic person, say August 3rd?
I don't know.
They're
I think no.
wrong.
I'm just thinking because the day is August.
It was
3rd.
April 30th, which of course is Walpurgisnacht, the Feast of Beltane before May Eve.
And that was the.
That
That
was
was also the day Hitler committed suicide.
and the
Walpurgisnacht.
first day that television was broadcast in 1939 at the New York World's Fair.
Well, so it's all starting
Historic
to fit together here. Okay, well, maybe we should go ahead and give another pair of tickets away and listen to.
We can play
Charles.
Mechanical Man from the Lie album by Charles Manson.
Okay, is there another question?
Yes, the question is, what male member of the Manson family was released recently? The only male member of the Manson family incarcerated to have been released.
And playing guitar for Hank Williams Jr. on the road at this very moment.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Absolutely
that's a
correct.
good question. And if you know the answer to that question, you can win yourself a pair of tickets to the evening of Apocalyptic Delight
A glorious evening for you and a date.
at the Strand Theater this Monday.
And tell your kids about this.
The number to dial is 848-4425. In the meantime, we're going to listen to a search from Charles Manson with Biome, you know.
He's the only pop star from the 60s that really matters.
You know, no one got the questions, the answers.
Well,
the answer to the question.
we're screening our audience very carefully. We only want people that know the answers to these questions to come.
Well, now what are we going to do? Do you want to try it again, or
Maybe
we
we'll
can tell them what answer it's
maybe we'll
not?
think of an easier question for these people. In a
No,
little
we
while.
ought to think of an even tougher one.
Perhaps so.
Don't give them an inch.
We have to discipline our audiences.
Well, in the meantime, you want to listen to something else, or do you want to?
How about, do you have a tape around here of Triumph of the Will by Radio Werewolf?
Well, as a matter of fact, we do.
Well, maybe we should listen to that while we think of the next question.
Okay, you want to tell us a bit about it? What,
This is Radio Werewolf, Triumph of the Will, and this is perhaps our most beloved song.
Okay, when was
And
this?
it features Evil Wilhelm, who will be drumming with
Evil
us.
Wilhelm, who's an expert military drummer, who will be at the 8/8/88 concert tonight, and my humble self singing.
I mean, on Monday night.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and when was this recorded?
This was recorded about 8 months ago or so, and it will be coming
8
out.
months.
Yes, 8 months, tying into the 8 theme, and this will be coming out about November on an album. So
Probably November 9th.
probably
To Nicholas Schreck from Radio Werewolf.
right.
And also he'll be performing with Non, Boyd Rice, who is Here in the studio with us on the No Other Radio Network, listener-sponsored radio, KPFA, KPFB in Berkeley, and KFCF in Fresno. We'll be here for about another 20 minutes. We've been talking, and still are, as I said, to Boyd Rice and Nicholas Schreck, who will be performing this Monday at the, once again, we probably said this at least 88 times.
It can't be said enough. This propaganda is repeated over and over again.
At the 8888 show at the Strand.
8 o'clock, $8.
Between 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
So, Nicholas, that's obviously another project you have going, the Radio Werewolf.
Yeah, that album, A Symphony of Terror, will be released in November. And also in November, we will be playing in San Francisco with a British band named Sol Invictus, who are sort of the remnants from Death in June.
Oh, when's that going to be? November?
November 3rd, the week of November 3rd. So.
Where's that? Do you know where?
Not yet, but it's in the works.
Uh-huh.
You'll be notified.
Okay. So how about any other interesting things going on?
Well, we're doing a record with Anton LaVey. Should go into the studio in a few weeks and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Be him reading things that were too strong to be published. Stuff from the Devil's Notebook, which they refused to publish because they said if it was in print it would cause a bloodbath. So that will be on there.
And that Satanic Mass that we played is the only other recording he's done, and that was nearly more than 20 years ago. So this will be his first piece of music in quite some time.
Now, is he actually going to perform musical instruments?
He may be performing a little bit, but mostly it will be his readings. So.
Okay. So is there anything else that we haven't covered that you can think of?
There's probably much.
Many.
Yeah.
We need
anything pertinent to the show, the performance.
Get there early.
Also, I would recommend that people who come to the show come with a formal and proper attitude, because it isn't going to be a mere entertainment. It's designed to awaken the resurgent atavism, the deeper part of their psyche. So they should be prepared for that.
Okay. And once again, just in case you don't know...
if people dress too messy or sloppy, they probably won't even be admitted to the theater.
And who's going to keep them out?
Oh,
well, we will have an honor guard at this performance at either side of the stage. So.
Okay. And if you're wondering what they're talking about, they were talking about the evening of Apocalyptic Delight at the Strand Theater, and that's a week from last Monday, so it's this coming Monday, the 8th of August.
It'll have Adam Parfrey, who's behind-the-scenes manipulator of the current Death Consciousness.
Editor of Apocalypse Culture, and he's now starting a new publishing house called Feral House. And
I gave him that name. I did.
Did you come up with the date here also, Boyd?
Yes, I did. She said, do you want to do a concert? And I said, well, if we can do it on 8/8/88. Sure.
We invented the calendar originally.
Well, okay, I'll go with that. I'm pretty gullible tonight. So, and also on that evening at the Strand Theater, there's going to be A Bitter Message of Hopeless Grief, a film by Jonathan Rees about, featuring the mechanical works of Survival Research Laboratories. Also a live performance by the Secret Chiefs, a live MIDI and computer-generated music combined with slide and film. And also, if that's not enough, The Other Side of Madness, the docudrama of the Manson family with by Wade Williams, long suppressed.
Long suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
But finally being able to be seen for the first time here in the Bay Area that evening, and it features actually some music by Charles Manson, and then wrapping the evening up will be...
Don't say
Well, we won't be going into too much rap music in this particular performance.
More gothic march music, perhaps.
Okay, and that will be performed by Nom. And if you'd like further information about the performance, and if you haven't had enough already, you can call 621-2227.
Can't they get tickets at Asta or Rough Trade or someplace?
You'd have to ask Chris. It doesn't say on the thing here. But I would imagine at the hipper ticket
Better
places.
record stores everywhere. Where can we get them?
pre-sale tickets are available at Rest Trade and Naked Eye Video and News and at the Strand Theater box office.
There you go.
Okay. Well, look, thanks for coming by.
Pleasure.
Yeah, enjoyed it. And looking forward to seeing the show that evening.
As are we.
Okay.